Are you ready?
However
what? It's like is that a dangling participle?
That's what you told me to say.
John Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come over the bridge, pull a UE, park in front of the music store with the red neon light. You can come on the show with me. You can have your own podcast. Dave will tell you how to listen to the very end. We are here today with semi-new friend, Corey Nash.
Hi.
Hi.
Semi-new friend.
Yeah.
You and I have been hearing each other's names for 30 some odd years, and finally we get to sit down and have a conversation.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
Oh boy.
I think that if I remember correctly, now as I get older, my memory doesn't always work that well, but
I didn't kill someone, did I?
no, but I think that a friend of mine is a close friend of yours, Aaron Stone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I was friends with him in junior high school.
Oh, North Haven?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Wow.
he actually is the guy who got me into DJing,
Oh yeah.
which led to
Yeah. No, Aaron's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been here. Aaron was on here.
I've seen him around,
Yeah.
but I haven't recently.
Yeah. Oh, he's around. He's
Yeah.
in Wallingford.
I know he's running sound and stuff.
Yeah. Because used to have the spot in Wallingford.
Yep.
You know, that was the hub.
It's over by the brewery, right?
It was the brewery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the building.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember I went there, and it was like I always remember Aaron or AJ, just tons of musical stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was great. It was awesome. That was like the headquarters for a bunch of us.
That was very cool.
Yeah, well, he got married, and there went the gang.
Yeah.
As happens.
That's what
Yeah,
happens.
which is fine. That's good.
You know.
It was time. And no, he's in Wallingford doing his thing, doing sound, running sound. He's around. Yeah, Aaron's awesome.
It's interesting being on this side of the microphone. I used to host my own podcast, and I've very, very rarely been a guest.
What was it called?
The Cheshire Cast.
Hey.
And the episodes are still out there.
Oh.
You know,
What was the vibe?
this is a hyper local show that we focused on interviewing, town council members or small business owners, nonprofit leaders, things like that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
No more.
No more. It's on hiatus. I have a few other ideas I'm working on, but work is in the way right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You gotta have a roof over your head. Apparently.
Yeah, paying the bills is the critical thing. So.
Yep. So we were having a hard time trying to define you.
Yeah, I think that's the problem that has occurred my entire life.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
So it's not new.
It's not no big deal. Just a lot of times it's easy. It's like drummer.
Yeah.
We have a guitar player.
Yeah.
But you are primarily, at least at this time, what you are probably most known for around these parts is you explain you were on the board of the Ball and Socket Art Center.
Art Center Works.
Right?
It's
I've heard of it.
It's an art, entertainment, and some retail center that's being built out of a 150-year-old button factory. So we're in the process of restoring it.
That's cool.
So I was just thinking,
in Cheshire.
Yeah, in Cheshire.
By the way.
So my Facebook profile says, because we're looking for a way to define me.
Sure.
So it says dad, husband,
Okay.
IT guy,
Okay.
firefighter,
Okay.
carpenter,
Oh.
nonprofit board member, podcast host, busybody.
Sure.
So you could just put busybody, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Don't be surprised if. Yeah, we're trying to we're doing the show first, then we're gonna figure out the lower third later.
Yeah.
So that could be. Could be.
Put 010101.
But involved in music somehow. That must be how we kind of intersected.
Your name came up 30 years ago. I was in a band in New Haven called Blind Justice.
Oh yeah.
And your name always got brought up in the drummer, who's the better drummer challenges between you and my drummer at the time.
Yeah.
So that's where I first started hearing your name.
There is no best.
No, I mean, everybody's got their own flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you and I have been crossing paths since then.
Yep.
And like we said at the start of the show, we finally get to sit down and talk.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, far out.
We have a mountain of friends in common.
Hey.
So
there you go.
So we're doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Tell us about the ball and socket. How, what, when, the whole thing.
Sure. So I joined the board of directors for the nonprofit. I'd say, it was 2020, right before the pandemic started.
Wow.
I joined, and
what possessed you?
So that's another story in itself. I was on the board of another nonprofit.
Okay.
That was veteran focused.
Okay.
And for quite a few years, I was working there, helping to manage some of their events, their concerts.
So it's just something
like
that you were interested in.
Yeah.
Always on the side trying to make things happen.
So when I left that, like I said, I had my podcast. I had Alona Samoji, the president and founder of the Ball and Socket Org, on my podcast.
Gotcha.
And after talking to her, I became interested in being part of making a change to Cheshire. And it was interesting. It was art. It was all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I said, I'd like to apply to your board.
Hey.
They accepted me. And
wow.
I've been putting in as much effort as I can to help move the project. And and we have done some fantastic things over the last 3 years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What does it mean to be on a board? I don't know what that, I think I do, but what does it mean? You're in the group of people who are, you task each other with things, and you just decide, okay, I'm going to help with this, help with that. Is that how it just?
Usually what happens is, you get a board will get together, and as a nonprofit organization starts out, you'll have a ton of people on the board who will commit to different activities to move the nonprofit forward.
Okay.
As the nonprofit grows, as it should, eventually you'll get employees. Maybe a CEO or a president or whatever.
Gotcha.
The board will oversee, the CEO of the organization, and contribute to the overseeing of business operations, programming, things like that.
Gotcha.
So we're moving into that phase where we have employees. So the board has become more focused on the operations of the nonprofit.
And what did you feel? What was your slice of expertise? What was the thing that you were like, I could bring this?
A little bit of everything.
Just willingness.
The willingness, the drive, the determination. Like I was saying with my silly Facebook profile, I'm a busybody.
Yeah.
By being a busybody, I know a lot of people.
Gotcha.
I have a lot of connections.
Yep.
And because the course my life has taken, I've learned a lot of different skills.
I gotcha.
So I would just dump it all into
so
the
you like
nonprofit.
problem solving. You're just like, I'm here to help figure things out.
Yeah, and either I'll contribute to solve a problem, or I'll ask them to point me in the direction of a demo that needs to be done, or I mean, really whatever.
Whatever.
But I really enjoy the event management. Putting shows together, and by shows I mean the live music events that we have in the summertime.
Yep.
And participating in that kind of thing. So I'm hoping that I can continue that as we grow and progress. But we do have plans to do some more live music in the summertime, spring and summer. Hopefully more than the 4 shows we did in 2023. Okay. and then even possibly some shows over the winter we've been discussing. But we have a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
Over there, so
that's cool. So somebody already kind of found the space and was starting on it when you got involved?
Yeah, so it was founded by Alona Samoji, Kevin Daly, and Jeff. I can't remember Jeff's last name. He's no longer involved in the project.
Okay.
But the three of them, they were high school friends. They came up with the idea.
Are you from Cheshire?
No, I'm from Hamden.
Right, we just talked about that.
And then I moved to North Haven.
Gotcha.
New Haven.
Met Aaron Stone, and then your life went downhill. I'm saying that in case he watches. Yeah.
No, he's a big positive part of my life.
Oh,
actually.
no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, no, he's that kind of guy.
I can do a whole hour on praising that guy.
Oh, good. Yeah, me too.
But so where was I? So the three of them founded it.
Yep.
About 10 years ago. They went into the project, I think, maybe a little naively, not realizing the monumental task they had ahead of them.
Okay.
But they got some things done. They were able to get some grants to help clean up, to get the buildings, at least the two buildings that run along Willow Street, which is a street in Cheshire. Get those resided and cleaned up. Get the property cleaned up, and started to attract attention from people like me.
Yeah.
Who, became part of the project. Since I've joined the board, we have completely remodeled two of our buildings. We have 5 buildings on property in total.
Oh, wow.
The first one that was remodeled was Building 2, and our first tenant was an ice cream shop called Sweet Claude's.
Oh.
Our second building that we renovated is Building 3. That one just finished September this year. And in that building, we opened our official office space for the board and our employees. And we opened our first walk-in gallery.
Oh, wow.
Which we have a series of shows coming up, which we can get into.
Yeah.
The second floor of Building 2 is going to be a group called Arts Place, which is a town-funded art school, per se.
Yeah.
They'll be on the second floor of Building 2.
Cool.
Construction's underway for that.
Hey.
And then we've got Building 1, 4, and 5 to
figure out. Yeah.
And there's, I should have brought a map to show it to you.
So maybe an indoor music space is what you're thinking. One of them, maybe.
Plans always change with these kind of things.
Sure.
But we have plans for a performance space.
Yep.
Have you ever been to like the Space Ballroom in Hamden?
Yep. Oh yeah.
So we have a space about that size.
Okay.
That we're a stage.
Yeah.
And places to sit or stand and
sure.
150 people.
That's cool.
We have a large open space to have which will be our central gallery.
Yep.
It's the old factory floor, so you can imagine the size and scale of the space. It's the building dates back to the 1800s, so it's got this,
and it was all doing nothing. It was just sitting there.
Yeah, it was empty, but the main gallery has these beautiful metal. What do you call them? Rafters.
Yeah.
That once cleaned up, they'll really look spectacular, because we're not going to get rid of them. Why would we? The building's just got a lot of really, really cool spots in it. We're an educational hall, with some rooms like this, maybe a podcast studio.
Yeah.
Possibilities are endless.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I forgot what I was going to say. Oh no.
That happens when we get older.
Tell me about it. That's cool though. I remember. So when you said you have shows outside, you have an outside spot, kind of.
Yeah, and that's also something that's evolved. So we started doing shows outside during the pandemic. in the summertime, just so we can have.
Sure.
I had so many friends.
Let people know you got something going on.
But I had friends of mine that ran sound that weren't working.
Yep.
So they were able to come and do that there.
Sure.
I had so many friends like Seth Adam played.
Sure.
Frank Vielli.
They've all been here.
I'm trying to remember some of the other names. But they all played that summer, and that took place in our front parking lot. But we were able to do that because we didn't have any businesses.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've been there.
Since then, the parking lot has been paved.
Yeah.
The back parking lot is now paved. So my best friend goes by OT. You probably know Anthony OT. He's a sound guy from the area.
I think so.
He and I walked around the parking lot and figured out a spot to set up for the summer concerts, which we think will be fantastic for 2024.
Yeah.
So it'll be in the back, outside, kind of in some shade, off the parking lot. It should hopefully be a cool spot. We're going to test it and find out.
Yeah.
But it's moved around the property like 3 or 4 different spaces.
Wow. That'll happen.
Yeah, as we grow and experiment.
Sure. Yeah, that all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not even. Where are you? Halfway? Who knows?
I halfway would be awesome.
Yeah. Right.
So we're now starting to focus on the major building, which is Building 1. It's the largest of the 5 structures.
Right.
That needs a fire suppression system.
Okay.
And a fire suppression system will allow us to then segregate parts of the building so we can rent them.
Sure.
We have some conversations in progress with potential tenants to bring some really cool things to the property. But in order to do that, the fire suppression system is
of course
primary thing. So we're in that
and
process
that ain't cheap.
now.
And that ain't cheap.
No. We also have to repair the roof. So those 2 things are a heavy lift. So
you'll get there.
We will. We've
and the town's cool, like you have support.
Yes.
That you're not just some weirdos trying to.
They still probably think we're weirdos.
So what?
But I mean, you got to be a little weirdo to put this kind of time.
Yeah, but Cheshire's cool. Yeah, that's true. But Cheshire's cool. I mean, they must understand the arts to a degree.
Yes.
Right?
Well, as I was telling you, the tenant that's moving into the second floor is Arts Place, and they're funded by the town.
Okay.
So the town is heavily involved in that process.
Right.
The town manager, the economic developer, really good friends. They support the project. Everybody is really kind of jazzed about it, and it's revitalized that whole West Main Street area.
That's cool.
So
that's cool.
It's given back to the town.
And, right. Right. Because that's like that little strip, the hill, kind of. Mm-hmm. If you're coming from 84, you go up the hill. Mm-hmm. That area, like we were saying, Brian Guitar.
Yep.
Over there.
Brian's Guitars is next door to us. Well, two places from us. Fuoco Pizza is next to us.
Yep.
And then we've got the canal line.
Yep.
The trail runs right alongside our building.
Yep.
And then you got Rosini's and all that stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I know that strip.
Yeah.
So that's where they need action in that little area.
Yeah.
That's what you guys are bringing.
And it's coming. I mean, you got to come out and check it out.
Yeah.
I'll show you the whole project.
Yeah.
I didn't bring any maps. Maybe I can send you some.
I don't know how to read maps.
Yeah. Well, we make them, idiot proof.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm just saying. Think about.
They're all color coded.
Yeah. That's fine.
Drawn with crayons.
Yep. I could probably figure it out. Yeah.
You're a drummer.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was just thinking, a lot of us say this when we were old. I can't even imagine, like in the old days, I would have a gig anywhere in New England and just have a map, like, here we go. And I would get there. I got to all of them.
Yeah.
And now I act like I can't get anywhere without looking at my phone.
Isn't it crazy?
It's stupid, yeah. I don't look at my phone. I don't use my phone when I'm driving, except if I have to take a call.
Yeah.
But I see people, you're letting the phone tell you how to go somewhere that I'm like, I know how to get there. Why am I looking at my phone? I'm going to my mom's house.
Every morning when I go to work,
yeah,
I press the button that says work,
right,
and it comes up on my screen.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
why?
But I know.
Well,
but you still do it anyway.
That's a you problem, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess it makes it too easy.
I remember reading the Atlas in the early 90s.
I used to buy an Atlas. That was my big thing
Right?
for the road. Yeah, I had a brand. I would get excited. I got a new Atlas.
Do you have kids?
No.
So
that I know of.
I have teenagers and a 21-year-old.
Oh boy.
And I am going to go home and I'm going to ask them if they know what an Atlas is.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they do.
Wow.
But
I used to get excited to buy a new Atlas.
I used to have to figure out where we were going using an Atlas while I was like in Wisconsin.
Yep.
Getting yelled at
and
by
there's a catch-up mark on it right when
there, right where I gotta go.
Yeah.
And Brendan, my bass player, is yelling at me like, "Where am I going? What turn?" And
you're not. You mean O'Keefe?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did a session with him like 3 days before lockdown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me, Brendan, and Joe.
Okay. Yeah.
The three of us did something.
Nice.
At Dirt Floor out in. Have you been out there? Yeah.
So I've heard good things about that space, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's the kind of place that you're like, oh, I would live here. No problem. Is
the guy's name Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it's a cool spot.
Nice.
It's really cool. It's like a log cabin type of building.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's killer.
Yeah, Brendan was
he's a trip.
He is.
Have you talked to him lately? I haven't talked to him since the whole thing. I mean, he was recovering from an accident.
Yeah.
He was in a wheelchair when I saw him.
Yeah, he'll always be recovering from that accident.
Okay. Yeah.
But he was my best man at my wedding.
Wow.
We're we're pretty close friends. My son Connor is Connor Brendan.
Hey, there you go. Wow.
Wow,
I got to look him up. Maybe we get him up here.
Yeah, he I've talked with him within the last 2 months.
Oh, okay.
But we haven't
gotta
seen
reach
each
out
other
again.
face to face in maybe
Is he all right?
Yeah, he's I mean, I'm not going to get into
Yeah.
his personal stuff.
He's
but
surviving.
He's
survivor.
Brendan.
Yeah.
He is a survivor.
Yep.
And he's doing well.
Good.
Our conversation was real positive.
Far out. Okay, I'll have to look him up.
Yeah.
I'll have to look him up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Killer. Yeah. So the blind justice days. What did you play?
DJ Scratcher.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That was a bad impression. Scratching records.
That's all right. Yeah.
You see him scratching. I was watching a DJ the other day.
Fresh.
And
right? The one. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
I was watching a DJ the other day, and they don't even use turntables anymore. They're like these plastic discs, and it sounds like they're scratching records.
Yeah.
And I'm like, try that on something that actually skips. It's really difficult.
Yeah. No, I know. I was actually a newfangled DJ. I never really learned to mix to beat match on turntables.
Yeah.
Aaron Stone can.
Yeah. Well, he's the one who taught me how to do it.
Well, there you go. So he's old school. And when I got involved in DJing, it was CDs. However, I still had to beat match.
Yep.
Just by ear.
Yeah.
And that took forever. I guess the only advantage is there was no throw.
Right.
Like I didn't have to learn.
They start right up.
Yeah. You get it frame by frame and you set your cue point and you can pop it in.
Right.
So I guess that's the event. But there were people that are like, oh, well, that's not DJing. But I still had to beat match, which, as you know, if you do it for a long time, you automatically, every song you hear, you can calculate what song you could fit. If it within 3 or 4 BPMs, you're like, okay, you're always connecting stuff. And then on kids that were younger than me, like I had a younger nephew, and he came up in software where it just matches it. You just match up the bass drums, set the BPM, and it just works.
It shows you the waveform. And yeah.
Yeah. I mean, So I guess there's always levels, because like I say, Aaron Stone would say to me, that's not DJing what you're doing.
Right.
Then I would say to them, that's not DJing what you're doing. And I don't know what they're doing now.
Yeah.
But,
I mean.
But, you know, it's all good. It's all relative, whatever.
You know what? As long as they're having fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, my nephew.
And I had fun. You know,
yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
My nephew, my brother's stepson, is a producer. You know, he makes beats and everything else. And he'd been doing that since he was probably 10. He's 22 now, 22 or 23.
Yeah.
He works for SNL.
Oh, cool.
He's like all those rap songs that Pete Davidson did. Like, those are all my nephew's beats.
Yeah.
So he's actually gotten, you know, professional, you know, money. Good money. Yeah. What do you call it?
Yeah, making beats for.
You know, making beats. But he's a super talented kid. He's really good at it. And
well, I mean, if you have it in your head.
Yeah.
I mean, right? I mean, that's the main thing.
But he did when he was little.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you have something to say, it doesn't matter what tools you use.
Right.
But if you don't have anything to say and it's just the tools, then.
Correct.
But like you say, whatever. It's not his fault that he's born when the tools are sophisticated. As long as you have the funk up here, I guess, right?
The talent.
Yeah.
The thing. You know?
Yeah. It's not gonna matter.
Not everybody has it.
Right. Yeah. And would you have learned to get your slip mat and and do that throw if you could just do what I did, which was.
I don't know.
But I still had, you know. Yeah.
Well,
but it was.
I mean, you had fun, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Oh sure. Oh yeah.
In the end, that's it.
Oh yeah. No, I had a blast. By the time I was done, the rig that I built was killer.
Yeah.
And now it doesn't mean anything.
No,
it's meaningless. But it was a killer.
No, it was
rig.
probably outdated 6 months after you built it.
Yeah, but it was cool though. I got a lot of mileage out of it. You know.
But you're not DJing anymore.
No.
I don't either.
No, I don't really have a need to. I was DJing at bars and stuff, and I would get a wedding once in a while. And I just, you know, after a while, I'm like, I'm not quite that guy.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm kind of weird. So like, if you're, well, I mean, if you're,
have you met a DJ that's not weird?
Well,
they're all a little weird.
So I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna, like, whatever. It's not about me, but yeah, there was a period when I got passed around through my extended friends and stuff, and did everybody's wedding, and I could figure that out.
Yep.
But if you're gonna compete with wedding DJs, I'm not.
Yeah. I'm
the guy that will be cool and get it done and make sure that it's done right, but I don't have a routine.
Yeah, some of those wedding DJs are, they're
a real thing.
Yeah, they're a different breed. I mean,
which is fine. Yeah, I'm just not.
That takes a certain level of talent and skill as well.
Sure does. Definitely.
To be able to psych up a crowd of people, keep them on the dance floor.
Yeah.
To
I was mediocre at it.
Yeah, that's a specific skill and art.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just God like your morning radio DJs.
Right.
You know? Yep. That too. A good friend of mine, Kerry Collins, does it. And
hey.
You know?
It's a thing.
It's definitely a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So your DJing days were over?
Yeah.
With Blind Justice?
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of.
I mean, I did a couple other things, and you know, I DJ'd some raves and things like that. But then it got boring.
Yeah.
And
you weren't doing enough drugs, or you stopped doing drugs, and you realized it's boring.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not gonna do drugs anymore. And it was like,
why am I here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I met a girl and I fell in love and had a family. And now I turn around and I'm almost 50. So.
Hey, that's all right. It happens.
It does. And it happens really fast.
Yeah, I know. I did all that without the kids part.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, then you did it slower than I did, because when you have a kid, they are a daily gauge to how fast your life is moving.
Yeah, right.
So when you don't have that,
right, you see it. Yeah,
your life moves slower, I think.
I see. Yeah, no thanks. I just was not. My wife was. We were dating, and she's like, "You don't want kids, do you?" And that was it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Not if you don't."
Yeah. Not. I mean,
it's cool.
It's totally cool.
I would have,
but you fell in love with somebody who didn't want him, so you didn't.
That's okay,
and that's awesome.
No, we're all right. We got our thing going on. But yeah,
to each their own, man. It's,
yep.
There's a lot of people that you didn't have kids. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What kind of what?
Yeah, well, sure. I mean, I don't blame those people either. But I don't know. I don't know how it happened.
And then there's other people like, how can you have kids? How can you bring them into this world?
Oh yeah, right, sure. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. Well, we can, busybody over here. We can have a million of them.
Yeah, right.
On different subjects.
Well, go ahead.
Pick a subject out of the hat. Let's talk about it.
Good Lord. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not usually very topical.
No?
No, not particularly. Not yet anyway. I mean,
it's hard to be topical today.
Well, yeah. I was going to say, for whatever, let the record show by the time we're doing the show now, there's the shooter in Lewiston, Maine is at large. We don't know where he is.
Yeah, I
haven't caught him yet. Any minute I would hope or whatever, but I'm just let the record show. That's what's happening today.
Yeah,
this day today.
And the unfortunate thing is, by the time this episode released, there probably will be another shooting.
Yeah,
but, that's a road that.
No comment. You know what I mean? Like we could talk about that, but
it's just sad.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's at this point it's just sad.
Yep.
Yep.
Totally. No, there's no doubt about that.
Wow, we
what else?
We went from like super, and then we spiraled down, and now we're down at. So now we got to lift it back up.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I have a habit of doing that.
That's okay.
Do you have pets?
Oh yeah.
What do you have?
Oh well, we have an English budgie, which is like a supersized parakeet.
Okay.
But
does it talk?
In his own funny way.
Okay.
But our main thing is we have a house rabbit that is loose in the house, and it's awesome.
Okay.
It's awesome.
You are weird.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. Yeah. He's our third rabbit, so we've been doing this for over 20 years. It's
really
wild. It's funny.
Is it big?
No, he's a mini Rex. That's a breed. Well, so
like the rabbits that are in my yard are like this big.
Yeah.
So in comparison to the,
like that. He's not big. He's not tiny.
It's a little bigger than a football.
No, it's a little smaller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But they're a trip.
Yeah.
It's a trip. Yeah. Rabbits are a trip.
They have a personality and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they're different. We've had 3 of them. They're all different. And this one, where we live, we bought a house and then moved in. We were rabbitless. Our last rabbit died like 2 weeks into lockdown. I was devastated.
Yeah.
I was like, no, don't leave.
Yeah.
And he was old. He was might have been the oldest living rabbit. He was like 13 when he died, which they don't, 8 is...
Really?
You're getting
No kidding.
So, it was sad, but inevitable.
You learn?
Yeah. Sad, but inevitable. Then we were rabbitless for almost a year. And then when we bought the house, we were finally like, okay, let's do this. And we rescued him. And it's wild because you maybe not know this, but they can be litter box trained.
Didn't know that.
Yep. Which is pretty easy, but he is so immaculately clean that usually you can litter box train him to pee in a litter box, but they'll poop wherever. He just only poops in the litter box, which is a freaking miracle. So
where's he pee?
In the litter box.
Oh,
and his breed, he doesn't shed.
Okay.
Prodigiously, like our other rabbit, you could just keep pulling.
Yeah, sure.
He's pretty short-haired and clean. And our first floor is like an open floor plan, and he just has the run of the whole place. There's a litter box here, and there's a litter box there, and he just lives with us.
Nice.
Yeah, it's killer. Then when it's bedtime, I kind of get him in his area and kind of put a little fence around him, and he stays in there.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're around, he's out and around, and he just kind of hangs out.
Yep. That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. They're funny. They're weird. They don't relate directly like a dog.
Yeah.
Or like you can train them to get on your lap, but they don't really like being picked up because in their mind they're like it's a hawk is lifting.
Oh.
They don't want their feet to come off the ground.
Yeah.
It's not their thing. So eventually, but they hang out. You can hang out with them.
Yeah.
And he hangs out. He digs it. He likes mommy and daddy.
I wonder if my cats would like a rabbit.
Maybe. They can coexist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 3 cats.
I don't know. They'll probably murder him.
They probably would.
Yeah. But no, rabbits are cool. They're really cool. They're different. It's like a cat with no sound. Kind of.
I don't know that I have.
They don't have a sound that they make other than the sound of them chewing the wall, like he was chewing the wall yesterday. It's like you get used to this. Like when we first got him, when he decided to chew everything before he figured out, you'll be sitting there and you'll just hear, you'll be like, where is he? Where is he? Because he's chewing on something. Like he finds the molding at the bottom of the wall and decides and you have to rabbit-proof everything.
So you're constantly patching the trim and stuff?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, he's all right, though. He's pretty chilled out.
I think you might be the only person I know who has a pet rabbit.
They're pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
I'm going to find out.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask all my friends, do you have a pet rabbit?
Yeah, it's doable. The thing is, you got to... Our old rabbit, he had his own room.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of spread out, too. If you let them spread out, they do have a personality. If you just let them sit in a cage, they're just going to sit there. But if you let them kind of do their thing, they're hilarious. Oh, he tears at, like he runs through when he gets wound up, and it's hilarious. Like,
does he chase the little red light?
No, he doesn't care.
No, it doesn't care.
He doesn't care. No. That's cat stuff. He's like, what do you think? I'm an idiot? I'm not a cat. No, they're funny. They're funny. Like their vibe is different. Yeah. It's different. You don't know what they're going to notice and what they aren't.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's cool. Yeah, that's the pet.
Nice.
Yeah, it's groovy. What else?
I don't know.
We got 20 minutes.
Okay. Well,
what else you got?
We could jump back to ball and sockets.
Yeah, please.
So we've got. I encourage people to come check this out because it's a really cool show we've got going on in our gallery right now.
Oh, okay.
It's called Rites of Passage.
Okay.
Okay. And the featured photographers are Tom Hearn and T. Charles Erickson.
Okay.
And these are guys who photographed some really early rock and roll. Around CBGB's, Toad's Place.
Oh.
So we've got Bob Marley photos, Blondie, Talking Heads. I can't even think.
I'll come
of all
check
the,
that out.
It's a really cool display, half in color, half in black and white. Really.
What are these guys' names again?
Tom Hearn.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You've heard his name.
Yeah.
He's been around for years.
Yeah. I thought so.
And T. Charles Erickson also been around for quite a while.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
And how long? You got this stuff there.
That show is going to run till December 10th.
Oh, okay. I'll get over there.
The gallery is open Thursday and Friday, 12 to 4.
Okay.
And Saturdays, 10 to 4.
Okay. I'll get over there on a Thursday.
Yeah. Or I can give you a private showing if you call
me. You hear that?
So.
Hey, man. Can I bring the bunny? Can I bring my rabbit?
I mean, you could if you want to, as long as he doesn't eat any of the frames.
No, he won't.
We also have an open call for visual artists right now.
Cool.
We're planning to do a show called Signed, Stamped, and Delivered. It's a postcard art show.
Okay.
The easiest thing to do is go to ballandsocket.org and you can find info for
A-N-D.
A-N-D.
Okay.
Yes. Ballandsocket.org. And we're hiring.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. We're hiring new team members.
To do what? What are the tasks?
We have.
I could always use a job.
So we've got an assistant maintenance. Somebody who can do this or that around the property.
Yep.
Take out the trash,
Sure.
help out with our building management director. Help clean up the gallery.
Yeah.
Let people in and out of the gallery, set up gallery shows.
Wow.
And then I think it's called executive director or a director position. It's
That's the one I'd like to do.
It's something like that.
I want to do that job. What's that job?
Let me
Dave,
see.
I'm going to be an executive director.
It is general administrator is what it's called.
Oh yeah, no, I could do that.
Maintenance worker and general administrator is a instrumental in running the smooth day-to-day operations of ball and socket arts.
Hey,
You have to be enthusiastic and hardworking.
does this happen during the day? You said day. There goes that.
This is a daytime job.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. So you're at that point.
We are at that point. We have 2 employees now.
Cool.
3 employees now.
3.
Yep. I forgot one.
Okay.
And mainly, I didn't forget her.
Right.
I forget that she's on the payroll now. Our president and founder, Alona,
Oh, right.
is the executive director.
Gotcha.
But in
your
my head,
mind,
she's always on
the founder.
Yeah. So I don't. But you know, she it's all her idea.
That's cool.
That we got this together. So.
And you book the entertainment more or less.
So.
Like vision for shows and stuff.
Everything's it's very much a democracy.
Yeah.
So we have a general idea what we want to do. We all dump the ideas out on the table. There's a programming committee. So there's a subcommittee of volunteers, not just board members, that will review artist submissions.
Yep.
So if anybody's interested in playing, they can get in touch with me through Facebook or cnash@ballandsocket.org.
Cool.
And we will put them all in a pile, make suggestions on the ones that we like, and then everybody kind of picks.
Yeah.
This way, we found it's just the easiest
Yeah,
thing to
yeah,
do.
yeah.
We're not at the point where we have like a sole booking agent.
Sure.
And when the concerts are occurring, I just kind of make sure everything's moving.
Yeah.
Welcome the artists in, see if they need anything.
And who does sound? Aaron Stone. You have to hire somebody.
Yeah, so my buddy OT does sound.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
And
far out.
It's
Yeah.
He's my best friend.
Hey,
and he's been more than willing to help us out. So
is there a what would be your overall like concept music wise, like I don't want to say community, but for the folks, like,
so we're an arts
original music.
Yeah,
you would like to.
Well, I mean, we're an arts-based organization.
Right.
Now, obviously, we have multiple personalities on the board, so everybody's going to interpret things in a different manner.
Sure.
So I'm in no way speaking for the entire board.
Right.
Me personally, my thinking process around arts is very open.
Okay.
I'm very open to listen to or see or experience all different types of art.
Yeah.
I don't have personally, I don't have a limit to what type of music we would potentially perform.
Okay.
And I don't
But you want to attract an audience.
Yeah, but there's an audience for...
Sure.
I mean, would I do a death metal show?
Right.
Probably not.
Right.
But would I do a punk show? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We tried to be very diverse in our choices for this season.
Yep.
So we had a all female group, we had an all African American group, we had a
group. Everyone was a Sagittarius. They were all the same astrological sign.
We did that.
Did you?
No. Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
We had Steve Rogers.
Yeah. He's also been here.
He might be a Sagittarius.
I think he is. Are you, Steve Rogers?
When's his birthday's March, I think.
Really? I don't know.
Or October. I can't remember. So we tried to.
Yeah.
we try to attract the largest audience that we're going to. I mean,
Sure.
we want to make waves, but we want to kind of make them friendly.
Yeah.
Ish.
Well, does it, I don't remember. Does the town does? Doesn't the town? The town has their concerts.
They
right,
do
over at the thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we did a couple concerts the same night.
Oh wow.
It happens.
Oh well.
But we had a different. We tried to make sure that our artist was far different from the artists that were picked for the Green, and usually, usually those bands are going to be like a cover band.
Sure.
I think one of them was Jackson Brown.
Oh sure, yeah, I know who that is.
Cover band.
Yeah,
so
I played with them.
That's the kind of stuff.
Yeah,
with Jackson Brown.
No, the Jackson Brown cover band.
Oh,
that if it was running on empty, I've played with them.
I think that's who it was.
Yeah. That happens over there.
Yeah. So,
yep.
And I think Steve Rogers was one of the artists who played the same night, so he's naturally going to have a different audience.
Yeah.
So,
Brooke Dugan. You know Brooke.
Of course,
Brooke around. Yeah.
Andy and I were in the same band at different times.
Right.
Yeah. I know Brooke. She performed with us in the COVID summer.
Oh, cool. There you go.
And I'd love to have her back.
Yeah.
Andy and I are in touch.
Yep.
So
yep.
I'm sure we will have her back again.
Awesome.
But we're also open to do things like drum circles.
Hey.
Whatever.
Yeah.
As long as it's not X-rated, I think.
Oh, well, there goes that.
Yeah. Like, were you thinking an X-rated drum circle?
Mm-hmm. Never been done.
Like
what? Well, I was thinking more like a drum rectangle. Anyone ever did that? a drum hypotenuse.
A naked drum square? Hey.
Oh, that's cool. People are, you got me thinking.
I mean,
I don't know if I would run a drum circle, but people do.
Yeah.
I
mean,
get Dave involved.
We've done, we did like a music day. There's a music school across the street.
Right.
And they set up a stage and we had, all their students performed all day. So we did stuff like that.
Killer.
And we've got so many things planned.
That's cool.
But we're, like any nonprofit, we're always looking for help.
Yeah.
Always looking for ideas.
Okay.
So, I mean, ballandsocket.org.
Yeah.
All the information is there.
Okay. Onward and upward.
Yeah. So, I mean, if folks are curious, want to be involved.
Well, I'm going to come by and look at those photos for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
could call me when you want to come by, or you can come by during the open hours.
Yeah, I would love to see
Either
that.
way.
Yeah, that's killer.
But if you do come, I'd like to show you the rest of the projects. So
yeah, of course,
it'd be good to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
we'll hook it up.
Yeah.
So if you've heard the show, we're getting close. So the wrap up weird questions.
Okay.
Right. Desert Island albums that you like, that you could listen to only.
Desert Island albums.
You know what I mean? The concept.
Yep.
Some people
don't. Rumors.
Sure. There's a new live. Did you hear the new live? They put out a new double live Rumors era unreleased show.
I saw it. I didn't get it yet.
It's great.
But I will get it.
Mick Fleetwood, highly underrated, in my opinion.
He is.
At the record show.
I also think that, oh my God, what is wrong with my brain?
I don't know.
Why can't I remember his name?
Who?
The guitar player.
Lindsey Buckingham.
Oh my God.
It's all right.
Whew.
It's okay.
Lindsey Buckingham. I don't think he gets the due he deserves.
Right. Sure.
Because
I agree.
I mean, when they had to replace him, they had to hire two guitar players.
That's right. I love all of them. When it comes to Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
I love Stevie Nicks. Some people don't. Not everybody does. I do. I always do. You got to have it. You got to have them all. That to me, they're one of those bands. It's like the Beatles. Like when you get sick of her, here comes him. And when you get, it's a perfect.
That's a great way to explain Fleetwood Mac.
You got to have them all.
It
and
really
I love
is.
Christine. I love all of them.
Yeah.
But, they're all there.
I like Peter Green too.
Yeah.
I was into that.
Right.
But Rumors, definitely.
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Sure.
It's a great record. I might surprise you with this next one.
Probably not.
The Taylor Swift Folklore record.
I was almost pressed that. Hey, thanks for no. I never heard a complete song. She must be doing something right. No one cares that I'm at a football game.
I have a 21-year-old daughter.
Yeah, sure.
So I've been listening to Taylor Swift for almost 17 years.
Right.
Her entire career.
It can't be bad music. How could it be bad? It's not bad.
But the Folklore record it's really got some really amazing songs on it. It's got the stories.
Yeah.
It's got the concept. You put a couple songs together, it tells a story.
Sure.
It's a good record.
Hey.
I enjoy it.
Hey.
And music is subjective, so.
Hey, if you like it, it's good.
That's it.
That's what I say.
I encourage you to listen to it. You might like it.
I might.
Or you might not. And either way is fine.
My criteria are very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, 2 other records. So probably, Shades Apart, Save It.
Don't know it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
what's that?
Shades Apart, they're like they're a Jersey band.
Okay.
Kind of big in the 90s. They're like a cross between the Nirvana grunge and the AC/DC.
Oh wow.
They're somewhere in between those two.
Where are they going?
Shades Apart. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Wow.
they weren't huge.
Yeah.
But they had a couple songs on the soundtrack.
Far out.
The Save It record is
Okay.
pretty sure that's what the record called.
Yeah, all
That
right.
would be it.
That's cool.
Shades Apart.
Yeah,
Save It.
who produced it?
That's a great question. Yeah, it was called Save It. That's right. Who produced that record? Let's see. Discography.
Yeah.
History. Members. I don't know. It was on Revelation Records.
Okay.
Came out in 95.
Yeah.
Great band.
Cool.
I really
Far out.
I really like
I learned something.
those guys. So
Yeah.
you can check that out. You probably like them more than Taylor Swift.
Well, I don't know.
The last record.
Oh boy.
That's a tough one. What record would I take? Let's see. I feel like it's cliche, but kind of blue.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You need a jazz record.
Why not?
You know, because you're gonna have that Wednesday afternoon where you're on the island, sucking down the milk of a coconut.
Yep.
And you're gonna be like, I'm sick and tired of Fleetwood Mac.
Sure.
And Pink Floyd.
Yep.
And Taylor Swift.
Yeah. You're gonna need
Shades Apart. So you're gonna put on.
Yeah. Kind of blue.
Yeah.
Why not?
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad choices.
No. There are no bad choices.
What are yours?
Oh God. Everybody always asks me that. And I try to make a list and it ends up being 50.
Yeah. Well,
I can't. I mean, right off the top of my head, White Album, Beatles, Cheap Trick's first album, 1977, Kick Me Hard by NRBQ, Toward the Within by Dead Can Dance. It goes in every direction. What else, Dave?
Don't forget the Scatolites.
Oh, Scatolites,
Yeah.
I mean.
What's Dead Can Dance?
Dead Can Dance. Well, they're defunct now. So
is Shades Apart.
Yeah. It's like 4 AD, like gother than goth.
Yeah?
Like the most goth. Yeah, they literally recorded half of their albums in a church that they live in.
I'm gonna write it down and listen.
Yeah, it's very They called it things afterwards, but people refer to it as dark wave or neoclassical or whatever.
Dead Can Dance.
Dead Can Dance, yeah. They're Australian, but it's the most.
I will listen.
People call it world music now or whatever, but
Okay.
but they started in the early '80s, and there was nothing like it. They sing in tongues.
So
It's crazy.
the question is,
Yeah.
how did I get on the desert island?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it they just like grab 5 CDs and then drop me off?
I don't know. The whole thing's hypothetical. I have no idea.
But it matters how I got there. Like it
I don't know. I never thought of it that
like
way.
was I in an airplane crash?
Yeah.
And I floated?
Yep.
Or was I in a shipwreck?
Yeah.
Did I get bitten on the way? Am I healing?
Yes, you did.
So all those things happen.
All
I was in a plane that crashed into a boat.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be. That could be.
3-hour tour.
Yeah, you're on a 3-hour tour.
With ginger.
Yeah. Desert island food.
Food.
Yeah.
Oof.
You know? Yeah.
I think. Oh,
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
You got to
man.
think about it this much. Then you don't like food. There's nothing that you like.
So, is it like one meal?
I don't know. You're thinking too much.
Probably.
I'm just trying to kill time before we're done. That's all this is. These are just.
So, am I a boring interview?
No.
Pizza.
Yeah.
I mean,
fine. That's fine.
that's
That's what people say, especially around here. You could say that.
Pizza and sushi.
Yeah, pizza and sushi.
I mean,
that's what
but
I hear a lot.
I'd be able to get sushi right there.
You're taking this too seriously. It just
No, I'm thinking outside the box, John.
right.
Sorry,
No, it's okay.
did that hurt your head?
No, my head hurts. It's a natural state.
What's another question?
Is there any particular show or concert that you saw that springs to mind that changed your trajectory forever? That you were like, this.
Wow, that's a good question. You know,
You know what I mean?
it was a moment. It was a moment. It happened on MTV, and it was in 1986.
Okay.
It was when I first saw Aerosmith and Run DMC.
Sure.
Because I was still young enough where I was discovering music,
Yep.
and I wasn't really familiar with either of them.
Yeah.
And it opened up these doors
Yeah.
to
I think that's what they were trying to do.
two completely different genres. And I think it changed my perception of music from being just kind of one thing
Yeah.
to it being
That's so funny. Yeah, literally. Well, the video is they literally are breaking down a wall.
yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
In the video. So that's what they're trying to do.
That's the first time music had a major impact on me.
Well, there you go. That's an answer.
Yeah. And then the second one was watching Live Aid and Freddie Mercury with Queen.
Oh yeah, sure.
You know,
I was working at a car wash with Andy Dugan that day. The day Live Aid was
that's
on.
funny.
Yeah.
I think we were lucky to live through some of that stuff in the 80s and
Yeah.
get to experience it. I try to explain to my kids what it was like seeing Run DMC and Aerosmith on TV
Yeah.
or seeing Nirvana the first time.
Yeah. It is
On TV.
It is kind of crazy.
But
Yeah.
there's so many concerts that have had an effect on me. That's a whole show in itself.
You know what's funny is like, I don't know if you were involved because I don't remember all the times, but I honestly, I'm not just saying this but seeing Blind Justice at Toads
Yeah.
was mind blowing. It was. It just was. You know, there was nothing. I never saw anything like that. You know that they did their second ever, maybe their first ever, their second ever live performance ever was opening for one of my bands in 1988.
Yeah.
Yep. It was amazing.
I believe it.
I instantly was like, we're stupid. This is the best thing ever. It was great. It was Mike Ranciato was you.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, I guess the original whatever line.
He was.
It was amazing. It was just was like, this was insane. And then I always kept track of them. And then by the time they started blowing Toads up, it was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I followed Blind Justice from the first time I saw them, and as soon as I got word they were looking for a DJ, I was like, I was there in Bridgeport with my stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm your guy.
Yep.
And
I don't blame you.
Yeah, that was that. Some of the best times of my life.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's a hell of an experience. It's one I'll never forget, and I can't believe it was 30 years ago.
I know, that's crazy.
It really is.
Yeah, as soon as I get my remote. Oh, also, I'm putting the call out. If there's anybody out there that can help me figure out how to do remote, I want to preserve the theme and everything. I got the YOLO box. I'm trying to figure out how to do remotes, but Chris Keys is like number one on the list. Like as soon as I figured that out, he's going to be one of my first guests. So.
Yeah, he hit me up. He wanted to do a podcast, but
yeah.
I got to tell him I haven't done one.
Yeah. So if anybody out there can help me figure out how to get this ball rolling.
It's not that hard, man.
I'm not that smart.
Oh.
That's a problem.
That's why you have him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, whatever. I'm close. There's some certain things I don't quite understand how this is going to be. Just need someone to walk me through it, and then sky's the limit. You know what I mean? Then I can have anybody on. I'm going to ask everybody.
Yeah.
And they'll all say no, but someone will say yes. I'll get somebody.
They will. Somebody will.
I'll get somebody big on here. You'll see. You're all going to see. All right, we got to go. You ready?
Okay. All right. Bye.
Corey Nash was finally here. He was Ball and Socket in Cheshire. Check it out. It's on West Main Street, right?
Yes.
You got all kinds of stuff going on over there, and they're not even started. They're not even halfway yet.
No, we're not even halfway. Ballandsocket.org.
Ballandsocket.org. Corey Nash was here. Thank you for taking the trip in. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you got it. All right, that's all, kids. Drive safe. Listen, Dave will tell you how to have your very own podcast here in our beautiful studio. Thanks a lot. Drive safe. That is all.
If you'd like to start your own podcast, give us a call at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Our professionally designed podcast space is here for all your recording needs. Rent out our studio to do interviews with up to 4 people, to record audiobooks, social media content, and all other recorded material. Our rentals include a private studio along with our professional-grade podcasting equipment, and we can customize your output to whatever your needs are. We also have green screen capabilities, which will expand to video capability if you so wish. So check us out here at convalley.net/podcast.